Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. John here. We're getting close to the end of the season with only just a couple of weeks left, maybe a week and a half, which means that we're also getting really close to rotation. We got to start thinking about how our decks are going to be doing after all of the older sets rotate out and Eldraine comes in. And today one of the things that I'm going to be looking at is a deck that's built to revolve around Teysa Karlov. Teysa Karlov is a card that came out in Ravnica Allegiance, and she's got a fantastic ability that synergizes just so well with some of the other cards that are in Standard right now. And that's her first ability there. It says if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, it triggers an additional time. So we're looking to double up on as many of these death triggers as we can. So we're running things in here like Footlight Fiend and Dreadhorde Butcher to put the pressure on our opponents. Cruel Celebrant is fantastic here, especially with all those mono-red Cavalcade decks that are running around at the moment, and they're really trying to rush in. The Celebrant really slows them down a lot. She steps in as a 1/2 blocker, blocks a lot of their 1/1 creatures very easily, and anytime something of ours dies, it's going to push our life total back up just a little bit more, just getting us a little bit closer to getting out of range for their rush. A couple of new cards that I'm going to be trying out today is first off the Order of Midnight. This is a 2-mana 2/2 flyer that can't block, which is fine because we don't really need it to block. But we're more interested in the adventure part, which first off, that's awesome. I love getting to try out new cards and seeing what they can do for us. But its ability here, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand, allows us to recur these Dreadhorde Butchers, Footlight Fiends, anything else that we need to, and just keep pounding on our opponent, keep putting pressure on them. The other one that we're looking at is Sir Conrad here, and he just runs perfectly with what Teysa wants to do. Because whenever another creature dies or is put in a graveyard or anything, so we got he's going to deal 1 damage to each opponent. So we got the death trigger in there, which means anytime a creature of ours dies, he's going to trigger twice. Plus it gives us a little bit of extra reach if we're getting into the mid to late game and we can't quite push our smaller creatures in. We can start using his ability to put creatures from either our library into the graveyard and deal damage to them, or more importantly from theirs. And the ability to get at least 1 damage, hopefully 1 damage, maximum of 2 for 2 mana. Anytime we have extra mana is great. But that's what we're going to be doing, so wish me luck. Okay, getting into our first game here with Soulstream. In gold ranked 2, looking to move our way up. Okay. So first hand, we've got 2 mana, Blood Crypt, Sacred Foundry, and a couple of creatures we can run out early. This hand is looking pretty good. We've got early aggression here. Midnight Reaper will let us draw some cards if we can find that 3rd land. So we're going to go ahead and keep this. We also have a little bit of late game here with Liliana. And we're on the play, so let's get into it. Let's start with the Blood Crypt. We're going to pay the life so we can get the Footlight Fiend out. The sooner we can put pressure on our opponent, the better, especially with a hand like this. Okay, opponent plays an island. Back to us. Okay, we got another Blood Crypt, which gives us our 3rd land for Midnight Reaper. Let's go ahead and run the Sacred Foundry out now. That way we have the white mana for later if we need it. And we're going to bring in the Dreadhorde Butcher and start swinging away. This deck can get really quick sometimes, can be very explosive. And the Dreadhorde Butcher, if they don't deal with it quickly, which it looks like they'll be able to, it can get out of hand and just win games. So they're going to Tyrant Scorn it, which is fine. They did it a little earlier than we would have liked. Would have preferred to have the Midnight Reaper out so we could draw a card off of it. But they're going to do as much as they can to prevent damage as possible. So we're going to go ahead and play the Blood Crypt for the Midnight Reaper and swing in for 1. They're down to 15. We've hit ourselves for 6 damage so far. That's not amazing, but could be worse. Here's a Thought Erasure from our opponent. Looks like they're getting rid of our other Midnight Reaper. And there goes an Agent of Treachery. So that means that they're on the recursion plan. So we're just going to try to get in there as quickly as possible. Swing in for 4 here. They're down to 11, and we're running out of steam a little bit. Hopefully they can't deal with our board and we can just get in those last 11 points of damage over the next couple of turns. Alright, looks like they're not going to let us get away that easily. They did find a tomb-bound lich. Let's see, we'll start with the swamp. The question is, do we attack here? If we attack, they'll probably block the Midnight Reaper with the tomb-bound lich. That gives us another draw, takes out the lich, and we'll get in with the fiend. If they block the fiend instead, then we'll put the damage to their face with the fiend and still draw a card off the Reaper. I think it's worth it. We need to find some more stuff here, so we're gonna go ahead and attack. Okay, so they do block the fiend, which is fine. That gives us the ability to draw more cards down the road. Gonna ping them for 1 here, draw a card. There's a butcher. I think we're just gonna hold on to the butcher for right now. There doesn't appear to be a reason to run it out. It's just gonna give him less incentive to attack with the lich. We know he wants to attack with it. He wants to be drawing and discarding. Or he could just cast Blood for Bones and get his Agent of Treachery out, which that's fine. We can Ritual Soot here to get rid of the Midnight Reaper, but we don't currently have a way to deal with the Agent of Treachery. So if we go get a creature back, we can get the Midnight Reaper that's in our graveyard. I think that's fine. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cast Order Midnight as the adventure part, and we're gonna go get our Midnight Reaper back, and then we'll go ahead and play that this turn. That gives us a chance to draw in a little bit more. Hopefully we can find that 6th land that we need to get out Liliana. If we can get Liliana out and get him down to 2 creatures, we can make him sack his board and start building up again from there. Doing lots of surveilling, lots of drawing and discarding. Here comes the Midnight Reaper and the Agent of Treachery. So let's go ahead and block the Agent of Treachery. And we're going to do this because we can Ritual Soot the other 2 creatures. We can't hit the Agent here. So we're both going to draw off of this. I'm down to 9, he's down to 7, and there's our 6th land. So what we're going to do this turn is play the land. We're going to cast Ritual of Soot to destroy his board, and then we're going to bring out the Red Horde Butcher and put him down to 4. Okay, he's got 6 lands, so if he's got a cheap creature, he could possibly cast it and Blood for Bones this turn. Concoct will also do it. I was hoping he didn't have that, but that will bring back his agent, getting him back into taking our butcher, which that's not the best option for us. But we've got a couple of Footlight Fiends here. We can cast our Order of Midnight. So we should be able to... I think we should be able to get him down here pretty quickly. He's at 4. The Footlight Fiends will do 2 damage total to him. If we could find a Teysa, we'd have it in the bag. If he can't find a way to get rid of our creatures here, then we could potentially have lethal on the board too. So let's see what he's got. Okay, so there's a Tyrant Scorn. We'll take care of our flyer. That's unfortunate. Swinging in with both. So let's see. If I let him hit, we go down to 5. I think because my plan is to play Liliana next turn, I think I need to kill the Butcher. If I don't kill the Butcher and I make him sack it, he can just kill Liliana in response. So let's go ahead and block here with both. Okay, so he's gonna draw a card here, see if... Wonder what kind of answers he's looking for. So, we've got 2 damage. We're just gonna do them both to him. No point in targeting the Agent of Treachery here. And then he's gonna do the extra 2 damage to us. So we're still down to 5. Things are getting pretty close. Okay. So we'll run out the Bloodfell Caves, gain a life, and then we're just gonna play Liliana here, and we're gonna make him sack his 2 creatures, and just hope that he doesn't have another Concoct. If he's got a Concoct, then he's got our Liliana. He does have a lot of land here. There's a Scholar. Not much we can do about that right now. And that is going to get him his ways to take this Liliana off our hands. So we're gonna create a zombie and run out the Celebrant. I'm not sure that we have a way to punch in those last couple of points of damage here, just because of the fact that he can, instead of taking Liliana, he can take the Celebrant, and we just haven't found any ways to get in here. So there's the Agent. Gonna take the Celebrant. Just make sure that we can't gain any life. And he can't lose life. Here's a Gorging Vulture. And he hit 1 creature, so he's up to 3. Probably gonna swing in with the Scholar, no reason not to. We will block with the zombie so we can draw a card. But now we're really in trouble.
They were a lousy servant.
Okay, so there's a Mortify. We can create another zombie, throw the Footlight Fiend out, and we're gonna hold on to the Mortify for now, and see if we can find some way to just pull this game out. If we could find a Heartfire right now, we'd be done. We've got a couple other options. Another Cruel Celebrant would almost get us there. Man, we are just so close. Okay. Sir Conrad would be amazing too. Can't forget about that guy. Okay. So here's a Blood for Bones. Gonna gain another life. Let that resolve. I think he's got another Agent of Treachery in his graveyard. Yep, there it is. So that's not good. Gonna take the Liliana. And I think this one is just... Oh, he's gonna take the Footlight Fiend. Okay. So do we respond? I think yes. We're gonna respond to that by destroying the Footlight Fiend, because that'll get us a draw trigger and a damage. And we'll target him. And found a Temple of Silence. That's not gonna do it. And now he's swinging in for lethal. So we'll go ahead and block the most damage. Take. Oh, right. Forgot the Vulture there. Okay, that'll do it. Unfortunately, we did not find what we needed. Okay, Teysa plus Sir Conrad in ranked. And I am not even going to attempt to pronounce that name because it's just a bunch of letters and numbers. Alright, this hand looks awful. We've got 2 Bloodfell Caves. They're going to come in tapped, which is really going to slow us down. And they're not all of our colors. We do have Cruel Celebrant, Footlight Fiend, Dreadhorde Butcher, and we are on the draw. Is this worth keeping? I just don't think it is. I'm gonna go ahead and mulligan it. Okay, so this time we've got Temple of Silence, Blood Crypt, 2 Swamps, Footlight Fiend, Dreadhorde Butcher, and Judith. This is a much better hand to start with. So we'll go ahead and keep this, and we will put one of the swamps back on bottom of the deck. We're gonna go ahead and start with the Temple of Silence, just make sure we get that out there. It'll let us scry and hopefully find... Okay, found a Tybalt. Tybalt's pretty good here for getting a little bit extra damage in, so we'll keep it right where it's at. Now, if the opponent plays a creature here, we probably won't play the Butcher. So since we're looking at Trailblazer here, we're just going to play the Blood Crypt tapped and play the Footlight Fiend. Footlight Fiend works as a great blocker for this guy. Next turn we can run out Tybalt, get another creature that'll deal damage when it dies. And if he's gonna swing, or if he's gonna attack us here, we'll take it. We will trade that off. Okay. So this turn, let's see. We could play a mana, either the Swamp or the Plains, and play Tybalt. I think the better play is to, excuse me, is to run the Dreadhorde Butcher out, see if he'll trade it with the Reef. We need the Reef to be gone as soon as possible. If he doesn't trade, that gets our Butcher a little bit bigger here, and then we can start pressuring him with it and Judith later. So let's go ahead and swing in with the Butcher, see what he does. He is going to block, which is fine. We don't want the Reef getting him as too much value here. So we're just going to play the Temple of Silence, and there's Sir Conrad. Okay, we'll leave him right where he's at. We've got the lands to play him. We've got a play for next turn anyway. So leaving him where he's at should be just fine. Okay, there's a Thunderkin. Not much I can do about that. It's going to bring the Risen Reef back a couple of times here. So let's run out the Swamp. It doesn't really matter which one we play, but we're going to play Tybalt. And get out our death-dealing creature. Damage-dealing creature. There's another Risen Reef. And here's where the value starts for him. So he is going to attack. Brings out his Reef. 2 triggers there. So here's the question. Excuse me. Do I kill... I think I need to kill the Thunderkin. And yeah, so we're gonna... If we don't kill the Thunderkin, then he just keeps getting value off of it every turn. So we'll block here and deal the extra damage. And so now he's down to 1 Risen Reef. There's a Ritual of Soot we can use for later. Let's go ahead and run Sir Conrad out. And then we're going to go ahead and minus Tybalt to get another creature. Opponent's up to 5 mana, has a Risen Reef on board. Let's see, what can we do? So much value out of those reefs. Sir Conrad is a fun card. I'm really excited to see what it can do to shake up Standard here. I think in the right deck, like a Judith deck or a Sacrifice deck, any of those mono black or red black decks that are going to be out there, Sir Conrad just fits perfectly because he's doing everything you want him to, or everything that you're wanting to, other than the only thing he's missing is the ability to draw cards. If he could draw cards, then it'd be even better. Here's a Nissa. Interesting. Okay, so gonna get a 3/3 land.
Behold, nature's true power.
No attacks, that's fine. So we can Ritual of Soot here. That will kill 3 creatures, triggering Sir Conrad 3 times. It won't kill him because he is 5 mana. And then we can deal the damage off the devil to Nissa, swing in with Sir Conrad to kill her. So let's go with that. So 3 triggers here, 1 to Nissa. And then let's swing in, take care of that.
My strength
And then we'll play, and we're gonna go ahead and pay the life here so that we can activate Sir Conrad's ability whenever we're ready to. Here's his third Risen Reef. Okay. Well, he has drawn quite a bit of his deck, so I'm really not super surprised that he found another one. It is a little unfortunate that 3 of them were in the top 20 cards of his deck, though. So he's ending his turn. Let's go ahead and activate Sir Conrad. There's a Butcher. We'll do the damage. Let's run Judith out here. Give us a little bit of extra damage. And since we've got the mana, I don't think we need to run Midnight Keeper out. Let's hold up the other for the activation here of Sir Conrad. And opponent scoops it up. All right, we'll take it. Sir Conrad was just too much. That grim face. All right, up to Gold Tier 2. Playing Teysa and Sir Conrad in Ranked. Trying out a new deck, Mardu Sacrifice, Mardu Deaths, whatever you want to call it. Let's see how things go. Okay, we're on the play here. 2 Tybalts is kind of annoying, but we do have a Dreadhorde Butcher and a Heartfire, which gives us a little bit of reach in the early game. We're going to go ahead and keep this. It's got our lands. We've got a Scry land for turn 1, so we can hopefully either get something, know that we've got something coming that we want, or get something that we don't want, like this swamp, out of the way. Okay. What are we gonna do? Next turn we're gonna run out. Yep, so this turn let's play the Sacred Foundry, pay 2 life, and we're gonna run the Dreadhorde Butcher out, swing in for 1. And get the trigger up to a 2/2 here. Hopefully he doesn't have a shock. Seems like every time I play an Izzet deck or a deck with red, they have a shock. This time they don't have a shock, they've got Jaya's Greeting. Okay. So either way, it's gonna kill the Butcher. We'll do 2 more damage to him. And back to us. So let's run out the Swamp. And I think here... Do we play Tybalt or do we play the Reaper? I think we play Tybalt here. That should be fine. It gives us a Planeswalker, gives them a target for any other burn spells that they've got, and puts us on closer to what we're wanting to do with the deck. And opponent looks like he's stumbling on lands. Did not play one that turn, which is unfortunate for them and fantastic for us. Let's go ahead and -2 Tybalt here, get our other Devil. It's like he's got some kind of response. And then we'll swing in for 1. Not playing anything yet, hoping we can bait out a damage dealer this turn so we can get the Midnight Reaper out there and get him to stick for a little while. Swing in for 1. The fact that he's got a response means that this turn I'm not going to play the Reaper since he didn't take the bait. Instead, I'm going to cast the Footlight Fiend. And we'll see what he does from there. If he does try to kill one of our creatures, if we really want to, we can respond with the Heartfire and deal 4 damage to him from that, 1 damage from any of these creatures that we sacrifice. I don't think we need to right now, though. So we'll see where things go. Okay, Interplanar Beacon for the opponent. That means that we're looking at a Planeswalker deck. Found a Godless Shrine. I only need 3 mana this turn. I don't have anything to play for 4. So we'll just have it come out tapped. And we'll play the Midnight Reaper first now. So Midnight Reaper resolves. Swing in for 3. Still no responses from the opponent. Let's see what he's got at the end of our turn. And there's the Chandra's Triumph. Okay, so we'll take a damage, draw a card, found another land. That's fine. Another land means that we'll have 5 on our next turn. We'll be able to keep the Mortify and the Heartfire up. Opponent is slowly losing life here. There's a Row. Okay.
You're messing up my equation. Danger only makes field research more interesting.
Do we care about the Row? He's up to 6. Ooh, there's a Judith. Okay. So that actually is perfect. So let's play the Sacred Foundry. We'll play it. We'll pay the 2 life. And we're going to run out Judith here. Gives us 6 damage. So we're going to send this. That's 7. 6 damage to his face puts him down to 7. We have the Heartfire. That's 4 more. If we sacrifice the Footlight Fiend, that's 5, and Judith makes 6 more. Puts him down to 1. So I think this is just fine. So we'll swing in, put him down to 7. And if he tries to kill Judith, we can Heartfire with the Footlight Fiend. That will give us 6 points of damage off the Judith and the Footlight Fiend trigger. And then when Judith dies, if she dies, he'll go down to 1. Or that'll be the end of it. Thankfully, Tybalt here is preventing him from gaining life. Good job, Tybalt.
I'm fired up.
Okay, so Chandra is going to attempt to kill Judith. So because he's doing that, we're gonna cast Heartfire, sacrificing the Footlight Fiend. That's gonna give us our 2 triggers, both targeting our opponent here. And then Judith dies and does 1 more. Opponent scoops it up. All right, we'll take it. Okay, here is our next opponent. Looks like their name is Tripstorm with some fancy wording there. Oof, okay, 3 mana. We have our colors. We have Teysa, we have Sir Conrad. This is everything we want to be doing, except it doesn't have anything we can do early. Is it worth keeping, though? This is a much slower hand than I would like to see at the beginning. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it just because, like I said, it's got Teysa, it's got Sir Conrad, and we do have Tybalt that we can play to start getting some death triggers out. Our deck is pretty cheap overall, so we should be drawing into some early game stuff here that we can play on our turn 2. So overall, it's kind of risky, but that's what life is for, right? So turn 2, just a swamp, pass the turn. Looks like, ooh, there is 3 colors. I'm curious about what our opponent is running. I haven't really done too much yet. Overgrown Tomb into Temple of Mystery still probably is an elemental deck using... Why am I drawing a blank on his name at the moment? Know who I'm thinking of. Alright, here's our 3rd mana. Let's run out Tybalt, keep on curve. Yarok, that's who we're thinking of. Probably a Yarok deck.
My friend is here to help your pain.
Here is... So we'll play Tybalt, get the devil out, see what we can do. Hey, there's the Leafkin Druid, so it looks like getting some ramp going on. Another land. Okay, Temple of Silence for us. That gives us the 4th mana we need. There's the 5th. It's running a little slow, but it does get us to Sir Conrad, so we're gonna go ahead and keep it. We'll run the Cool Celebrant out. We will minus Tybalt here, so that we've got more creatures. No point in attacking. I don't have a way to get through the Leafkin with just 1 creature. So we will pass the turn. If we can get through 1 more turn without having any of our creatures die and get Teysa out there, then we will be doubling up our death triggers and things are going to start happening. Okay, Temple of Malady for the opponent. Scrying 1 to the top. They like what they see. Means they're on 3 mana, no creatures. Okay, so we'll play the Temple of Triumph. We'll do our own scrying. There's a Judith. Judith is great here. So we'll go ahead and run out Teysa. Looks like they have a response now. Do they have counter spells? I hope not. Hopefully it's just a growth spiral. There's a... okay, Tyrant Scorn. That makes sense. Get it out of the way before Teysa hits. The nice thing with that Teysa pairs up with Tybalt for is now even if they block one of our devils, they've still got Vigilance and Lifelink. What have you got, opponent? You've only played one creature and one spell. I don't even know what you're doing yet. There's a 6th mana. Playing it, paying the life for it. Okay, Hydroid Crisis for 4. Gain 2, well, he tried to gain 2 life, doesn't because of Tybalt. So with that out, let's go ahead and we'll run out Judith. And then we'll go ahead and sacrifice the Heartfire. We're gonna use this, sacking one of our devils to kill the Hydroid, and then we're gonna get 2 death triggers, not enough to kill the Leafkin, so we'll still just put those at our opponent's face. And now we swing in. Opponent is down to 9. And we've still got Sir Conrad for next turn. This should be pretty close to the end of it. Tybalt can just do so much work. Okay, there's another line. Okay, find finality. Gonna get a few death triggers. We got 6 triggers on the stack. Opponent is at 9. So let's go ahead. We'll take this time now to kill the Druid, and then we'll just send the rest of it at his face. Just means that Sir Conrad's gonna need to do just a little bit more work. Okay. Opponent is down to 4, so let's run out Sir Conrad. And then Godless Shrine enters tapped. Pass it back. Alright, opponent, find an answer. What do you got? Only have a ritual sit in hand at the moment, so not too many options if they do find something to deal with Sir Conrad. We haven't hit any of our hasty Dreadhorde Butchers, so hopefully they can't deal with Sir Conrad, but if they can, we've still got some options. Okay, opponent's getting 4 mana here. Tapping very specifically. All green, black. There's some 5. There is the Nissa.
I will aid you.
Okay, so playing the Nissa. They tap specifically, I assume, so that they could get more force out of her with her ability.
Harness the elements.
There's a breeding pool up as a creature. That's fine. Hopefully we'll be able to just kill him with Sir Conrad triggers if we can't get through. Because even if we can't get through, he's still going to lose a life from blocking with the breeding pool. And then we just got to hope that we can mill 3 creatures off the top. Or if we can mill 4. Okay. With the Cavalier of Thorns, now we're really hoping to hit 4 creatures. Ooh. So the nice thing is, because he's putting that Krasis into the graveyard, he's taking a damage from Sir Conrad. So that Cavalier is hurting him right now. Opponent is down to 3. Here's a land, that's no good for us. And Ritual will kill the breeding pool, but it won't quite take care of all of it. So let's play the Temple first. We're just gonna make sure that we find a creature to mill off the top, so that's 1 damage for sure. And let's see if we can get there. So there's 1 and 2. Perfect. Just need one more trigger. Come on. There it is. Yes! Got him with Sir Conrad. Awesome. Okay. Playing Teysa and Sir Conrad in ranked. Buffalo Jerky is our next opponent. I would love some jerky right now. That sounds so good. All right, so we got 3 mana and a bunch of 3 drops. We have Sir Conrad, Mortify. Yeah, it's a little iffy. We're gonna go ahead and keep it. The temple will allow us to scry. Hopefully we can find something for turn 2 on the top here. Found a Godless Shrine. Let's go ahead and put that to the bottom. We're looking more to find a little bit more early game right now than we are for more lands. So, and there's a Blood Crypt anyway. So let's go ahead and run that out. Tap. Nothing to play on turn 2. Pass the turn back. Looks like we've got another Simic deck that we're facing here. Let's play... We'll play the Mountain this turn, and we'll run out the Midnight Reaper. See what they've got. No responses. Means that either A, we're not playing a Simic Flash deck, or B, they don't have anything for 2 mana. And discarding the Tamiyo. They are stuck on lands. That's great for us. We'll run out Judith. And we'll play the Sacred Foundry tap, swing in for 4. Opponent's down to 16. Can we get them before they find the lands they need? There's a Thornwood Falls for them. So back to us. Found a Cruel Celebrant. Let's go ahead and we'll play that. Get our death triggers out. This time we'll swing in for 6. We have the Heartfire that we can hold up if we need to. So Heartfire plus the Cruel Celebrant plus Judith is a total of 6 damage. So they're at 11. They have 4 mana now. Let's see what they can do. One more mana and we can play Sir Conrad on our next turn. But I think most likely our plan here is just to, if we find a mana, we will probably just mortify any blockers they bring out and then swing in for as much damage as we can. Okay, here's a Voracious Hydra. X is 2, so it's going to be a 2/3. And they're going to attempt to fight the Cruel Celebrant. So since they're trying to fight it, we're going to go ahead and cast Heartfire now. And we'll target them, sacking the Cruel Celebrant. That's going to get us our death triggers. And opponent scoops it up. Okay, we'll take it. Well, that's going to do it for today, guys. Got a little ways in. Managed to win a few games up to Gold 2 now. Tell me what you thought of the deck. It can be very explosive, can be very powerful. Sometimes it will struggle to find the lands. Sometimes it will also struggle to deal with some of those bigger creatures that are out there. But overall, I really like the deck. I'm really excited to play some more of the death triggers or death matters, things that are coming in Throne of Eldraine. There's a lot of really great cards. So tell me what you think you would change in the deck, what you would add. And make sure, again, like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way through, congratulations, you are a trooper. And we will see you next week.